Sports anchor Caleb Noe was inside the stadium when Hamlin collapsed. Caleb, people were making lots of speculations, but tell us what you saw and what the reaction to it all was.
Yeah, hey, good evening, guys. Let me preface everything I say by saying that I'm not here to speculate on his condition or to speculate on his health. You know, Valerie's out there covering that situation. And of course, we will keep you updated on all of those things as we, move along through this night by the minute, the best we can. I will run you of very chilling events that happened in this stadium shortly before 9 o'clock tonight. You saw the play. I'm sure you've seen the play by now. It was T. Higgins, Bengals receiver T. Higgins, going on a crossing route from this side of the field across the middle of the field. Damar Hamlin made the tackle, then stood up, looked okay. The play itself looked a lot like most other football plays. But Damar Hamlin stood up after making that tackle, which was, a somewhat physical tackle, but again, looked a lot like most other football plays. Stood up, staggered about one step, and then just collapsed. What followed was about an hour and a half of this stadium being very quiet. I mean, you could hear the audible, buzz of chatter throughout the stadium. A lot of fans here were, on their phones trying to figure out what was going on because they could only see from, quite a ways away, a lot of the Bills players leaving the sideline and surrounding Damar Hamlin on the field. A lot of the Bengals players stepped on the field as well. We could see T. Higgins, the player who did collide with Hamlin on that play. We could see T. Higgins standing over near the Bengals sideline with his hands on his head, and then he kind of squatted toward the ground. He was visibly emotional. I was down in the tunnel shortly after that, this tunnel right over here, and that's where officials were meeting with the two head coaches, Zach Taylor and Sean McDermott. They were on phone calls and presumably with league officials. There were league officials, again, and referees down there in the tunnel. They were making calls. And then shortly after that was when we found out the game would be suspended for tonight, that it would not be played tonight. Now, there is no update as of right now about when this game will resume, if this game will resume. Those are tricky questions that will have to be answered at some point. It's hard to think about football right now and, what will happen with this game, which was, look, coming into this a very, very important and meaningful football game. Maybe the most meaningful football game in the NFL this season up to this point. That is secondary right now. All thoughts. I think I speak for all Bengals fans, all Bills fans, and everybody across the league in saying that all thoughts are with Damar Hamlin, with that football team, with the Buffalo Bills, and with his family and with his friends. I grew up playing football. It's a fast, physical sport. You're trained from, the time you're 8 or 9 years old. When you get tackled, you get right back up. You play the next play. You got to be tough, physical. It's not supposed to be a life-threatening game, and that's where we're at right now. Damar Hamlin in critical condition. The last we heard, Valerie Lyons continuing to follow that situation out there. Certainly emotional. I don't know Damar Hamlin personally, but I feel for everybody that he knows, everybody in his family, everybody on his football team, and I think I speak for a lot of people in saying that it has been a very chilling, 2 hours or so since that happened leading up to this. I mentioned the fans were quiet. You could hear the chatter around the stadium as they were starting to learn of how serious this was. You see injuries in football, but again, injuries are injuries. This is not supposed to be a life-threatening game, and you could feel a chill come down around this stadium as people started to find out what had happened and the events that were going on. They later on announced again that the game would be suspended for tonight. It would not be played for the rest of tonight at least. And then you saw the fans file out of the stadium file very quietly out of the stadium. Again, I'll mention again, there is no update as of right now in terms of when this game might resume, when they might get back to playing it. I think, again, that's a very tricky situation because both teams have the final games of their regular season slates this coming weekend. So you don't want to put the players in a tough situation health-wise to where, their bodies, they have to turn around too quickly and play next week. Then the playoffs begin the week after that, and both of these teams are already in the playoffs. Again, those are all things that will be figured out over the next, the next several hours. But right now, again, I think I speak for a lot of people in saying that our thoughts and our prayers are with Bills safety Damar Hamlin. Guys.
Caleb, thank you so much. And we do just want to let you guys know what we're hearing from another crew on the ground, Marshall Kramsky, who normally comes as a two-for deal with Caleb there. He is saying that they are stuck in the tunnel because the team, the Bills, are getting to their buses and then to the plane. So we're hearing that they are going home at this hour.
Yeah, and you see the NFL statement scrolling on your screen there just about 1 hour ago, confirming it, saying in part, quote, Hamlin received immediate medical attention on the field by team and independent medical staff and local paramedics, transported to local hospital in critical condition. Our thoughts are with Damar, and the Buffalo Bills will provide more information as it becomes available. The NFL has been in constant communication with the NFL Players Association, which is in agreement with postponing the game. No date set. At this time, again, the Buffalo team, as we understand, is loading buses to fly back to Buffalo tonight, and then a decision will be made later. However, Bills Mafia is known for its generosity. Bengals players and fans want to return the favor. You are looking at video of a GoFundMe from Damar Hamlin's foundation here. It was posted back in 2020. It's for a toy drive for his Chasing Millions or Chasing M's foundation. And you can see here, donations are rolling in tonight as shows of support from across the nation, particularly here in Cincinnati. I'll tell you, as we've watched this the past hour, the donations have gone up. They're now up over $900,000, and that is more than quadrupled in 1 hour tonight.